Hi, people. I was just in Portland, Maine, and I was lucky to purchase 5 different styles of beer from Bissell Brothers. And this one was actually sold out at the brewery, but the local store beer seller still had a couple cases left. So I got Baby Genius, and I've had this once on tap before, and I really liked it. Was really impressed for a 4% alcohol beer, how much body and hoppy fruitiness was in there. So this was canned on the 14th, so that makes it exactly a week old, I guess. Let me think. Does that make sense? Around there. And so the deal with this is that it's all, not all, but a lot of Pilsner malt and flaked wheat, malted wheat, Vienna malt, and flaked oats. So that's hopefully going to help give it a nice body, even though it's such a little beer. And it uses Citra, Ella, and Topaz hops. So Ella and Topaz are 2 of the less popular Australian hops that aren't quite as intense as Galaxy and Big Secret. A little bit more floral, but let's see what happens with this baby. Ridiculously pale beer and slightly dirty glass. I just had a whole bunch of beers during my weekend trip to Maine, and my palate is kind of probably shot, so I don't know how good this review is going to be, but that beer looks really nice. The head is amazing. A lot of times with these low alcohol, like hazy hoppy beers, they seem to have a really bad head, really thin. It dies down quickly, but this one is really thick and rich and soapy, and probably is going to stick around there. The haze is pretty good. I can sort of see my finger through it a little bit, but I'm expecting good things. Yeah, it has a very weedy, doughy kind of smell. Very light herbs and grass, but quite a bit of citra, creamy, sugary, tropical, everything. Yeah, the Citra is definitely the strongest, I would say, but the Ellen Topaz are bringing some interesting floral qualities to it, I think, too. And all just helping to create lots of interesting powdery fruits. That's really nice. It almost reminds me of like a very, very clean hoppy saison in a way, like one where they're using, I don't know, they fermented it really cold, so the saison yeast wouldn't really create a lot of flavor. Even though, yeah, I'm sure they just used their regular old hoppy beer yeast for this, but I don't know, for some reason it being lower alcohol or something, maybe those hops, the Ella and especially the Ella in particular, has a spiciness to it that can be reminiscent almost of Belgian yeast. And I know that Mystic Brewery, who's has used it in a lot of their saisons, but also their IPAs. So it has a bit of a Belgian twang to it, even though it's not really at all. And the body, it's pretty light, but it's got substance. It kind of sits on your tongue nicely. I would say it's almost fluffy. It's like extremely fluffy to the point where it's airy. I guess, yeah, airy is a good term for it. Super refreshing, but not huge on the citrus flavors. I guess it's a very light, not sweet orange. It's a kind of watered down orange. Mandarin, not really rich like canned, sweet, syrupy fruit. But a very, very nice beer. I'm really glad I was able to grab some cans. Yeah, this is kind of like the perfect refreshing, hazy, juicy beer for the summer. I mean, it's not exactly juicy, but it's not too seltzery. That's a descriptor I use to talk about some of these lighter bodied, hazy beers that don't really have much substance at all. And this one manages to pull off so much at 4%. And it's really dry too. That's the thing, is that Not nearly as sweet as some of the Trillium Small Birds. That's their low alcohol, hazy pale ale series. I guess it could be a little bit sweeter, and I don't know if that would make me like it more because it's doing so much just the way it is. And I guess should just appreciate it for that, because there aren't too many beers like this, I think. This isn't even their lowest alcohol beer. I don't know if they really make it much anymore, but Diavoletto was like a 2.8% alcohol session IPA they made that is pretty good too. But I'm betting I like this one more. I haven't had the Diavoletto in years since they were in their old brewery. Yeah, I'd say this is at least a 4. I think when I had it on tap the first time last year, and I was really in the mood for it, I gave it a 4.25. But somewhere in between there, I really would highly recommend it. I guess this is the last batch of the year, so I don't know if anyone's going to be able to get this until next year, but I highly recommend it. Don't pass it up and just get a bunch of substance from Bissell or whatever double IPA they have. They do the regular pale ales extremely well. Goodbye.